And we are live.
Wahaha. Ha ha ha. Waha. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Girl.
Fanboy Modeling School.
Hello and welcome to the Fanboy Modeling School. I am the Fat Mantis, now in HD, and I am here with
your boy Steve, real name, no gimmicks, hi-fi, till I die, audio quality crisp, your friend to the end.
Oh my God, I love that intro. Look at you practicing things.
That was off the top. That was off
That was
top.
awesome. That was awesome. Check out our look at all the lovely people up in chat right now. We got Rogue Radio, we got Shaolin Iceboxer, we got DT Dubs himself, we've got Oliver Trayton. I haven't seen you in a while, Ollie. And of course, we've got Matt Cat Howler. That's your boy.
What's up, everybody?
How is everybody? Yes, I remember you and miss you as well. I hope you're all having an amazing one. Right. What's the word? What's the skinny tonight, my main man?
Shit's going down on the internet, man. I would have thought this just Pearly thing would have blown over by now, but man, it's getting bad.
So I'm going to say it right now. It's funny that I was the biggest advocate about Pearly. Last time we talked, I actually unfollowed or unsubbed to her. And
now we got to talk about that. What made you unsub?
So she was on Trigonometry the other day, right? She's invited as a guest. And then when they bring it up, the Nick Frentis interview, she goes, I don't want to talk about that. Is it all right if we don't talk about it? Why did she think she was being invited onto a show?
See, exactly. And
what I'm saying is, if you're going to do something on the internet, you need to be able to defend it or understand that people are going to want to talk about it.
Bro, or stand 10 toes down. Corrections or stand 10 toes down. That's all you got to do. That's all. Yeah. Hey, do I have an echo at all? I just want to make sure I sound clear.
No, you sound crystal clear.
Okay, it's just my head.
How's my clarity level?
Your clarity is absolutely clarifying.
Oh my God. I have no idea what that moment was, but we had one. Bex, Princess Bex says hashtag fanboys loving it.
Dragon lady.
I just wish that she could handle this better. She's gonna handle. Here's what I'm saying. She's doing the double standard. She's playing this like a little girl, and I don't want her to play this like a little girl. I want her to play this like a man. If we have to compare it to anything. Just she needs to say, yeah, I had him on my show. What of it?
Yeah, or at least. So here's the thing: I'm not mad at her for having him on the show. I'm not
mad at all. I just wish she could defend it. Here's what it is: she decided to have him. That's fine. Now she's shrinking up. She's balling up out in the outside world. That's not. It's not.
Allow me to interject here for a second. Right. Here's the deal. Right. When I had Guapo on my show, I knew that there was going to be some blowback, but it's not that I didn't care. It was just my official stance on it was, if you were okay with me having Da Vinci on the show, then you should be consistent and allow another person to come on and express their worldview, because they were basically two polar juxtaposed to each other. Now, in regards to just Pearly, the way I would have handled this was, one, like I stated last time, I would have a Nick Fuentes on my show, but it wouldn't be to sit there and chum with him. I'd be there to debate. I would be there after having done research, ready to have a casual, cordial, and if it was going to be a more structured debate, then I would get a moderator, so that way we don't do this dumb thing that people do on the internet and they call it debates. No, it's not a debate unless there's a moderator to help keep you people on topic.
It's not a debate unless a fist fight breaks out or people who aren't in the same studio are being like, I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you.
kill you. But if I had him on and then there was controversy afterwards, I'd go on a tour talking about the controversy, but I wouldn't be in Pearl's situation, nor would I be in Adam 22's situation. Anyone I bring up that comes from that world, I'm bringing them up to have discourse with. Pearl fucked up because not only did she put her foot in her mouth, the point she was trying to make is she feels like liberals embellish upon slavery to pull on the heartstrings of, African descendants, which is still an idiotic point. But if you're going to say it, you got to be ready to defend it. Would you not agree?
Right, exactly. And so what it is like, look at you and me now. I know we're not getting, not a lot of people are dying to have us on their show to discuss the last stupid thing we said. However, we would defend it. If someone called me up on a show, I'd be like, obviously they're going to want to talk about that sexist thing I said last week.
Right.
And I am going to defend my sexist point. Right. And so the fact that she's curling up in a ball and doesn't want to talk about it, I just don't find it commendable. And so it makes me I don't hate her. Trust me, I don't hate her, but I kind of want to see less of her right now for the time being.
So here's the thing, man. You have to understand in this world of content creation that there are ebbs and flows. Let's use a great case study like Joe Budden just declared the #1 hip hop podcast recently, right? There was a time when people were saying the Joe Budden show is dead. The Joe Budden network was dead, right? After he lost Rory and Maul. But he is the #1 podcast, hip hop podcast. And he does really extremely well in podcasting in general. His show bounced back because he.
Wait, I can't hear you. Did anyone lose Steve? Is something happening on my side? Can everyone give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear Steve? I've lost him. I can't hear him. And so checking in with the chat. It looks as if Matt says, yeah, I'm on Pearlie's side. I dig it. I understand it. I understand why people love her. DT Tubb says, yeah, you're talking about Pearlie, right? He says, I can't hear. I did as well, says Oliver. Yeah, I lost Steve. Yeah, Steve's mic went out. Okay, so it wasn't just me. Here, I'm gonna do this, and we are gonna whammo. So here's lovely Mantis. I'm gonna talk to you for a little bit until we get Steve back up in the scene. So that was my issue with Pearlie. Like I said, I don't hate her. I just kind of wish she handled this better. And so I think it goes for a lot of people, particularly I love it that we have the right group of people in our chat right now. So we have Princess Bex, Rogue Radio, right? We have DT Dubs, and sometimes even Matt Cat. I would say that all of us, what do we all have in common? We are very opinionated and we say things that piss people off. And so and I think all of us know that when we say things that piss people off, we need to defend those things. Not just in the show or the content we're creating at the moment, but for the future. That when someone comes and confronts us, like someone's going to go to Rogue Radio and be like, yo, what are you talking about vaccines? I believe that Rogue Radio would stand up for herself and say, yes, that's what I believe. What of it, bro? I think it's super important. DT Dubs too. People are always trying to call him out on stuff. He sticks to his guns. I love it. And I wish that for everybody. And I just feel like Pearl is not sticking to her guns by avoiding the conversation. Yeah, and so and then DT Dubs says, yeah, I love pissing people off. Rogue Radio says, damn right. And Mad Cat says, for sure, you say it, you own it. Yes, exactly. Just own it. She needs to just be like, yeah, I had Nick Fuentes off, and yeah, we talked about racism, and I said a thing. What of it, bro? And then Revac says, yep. I said, what the fuck I said? So I'm saying your show is not like super tame, I'd say, right? Welcome back, brother.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about.
Oh, you didn't find out what it was? That's the most thing.
I just had to restart the computer. Restart the computer.
Okay, we're coming in crystal clear right now.
All right. At any rate, man, where did you leave off? I missed all of that.
I was just finishing my thoughts on just how I feel, and I pointed out all the people in our chat, and I would say a lot of us who are in chat and in me and you, we say things that piss people off. And the thing is that the next time someone confronts us on it, we will at least defend our point.
100%.
And I would never be like, can we not talk about this? I don't want to talk about this, guys.
Yeah, it was a bad move on her part, but also, you know what, man, she is catching the business right now from a lot of content creators. You know what I'm saying? She
just from being offended about what she said, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's so crazy. Anthony Brian Logan, I think I told you I love that guy. He's like the nicest black dude on the internet. Like, I've never seen him be mad at anyone, and he's mad at her. Yeah.
I've had Mantis and Steve. What did Rogue Radio say? I've had Mantis and Steve with Charles. We missed you too.
Yes, actually, I was uber sick. I think other stuff was going on, right? Like you were having technical stuff going on.
Right. Yeah.
Your computer, and it happened to coincide that I was desperately. Yo, guys, if I fly into a coughing fit tonight, many apologies that you have to sit through that.
Berlin right now. DT Dub is on a FMTR rant right now. Not a rant. I want to make sure I respect it, but mediocre tutorials and reviews.
Oh yeah, I do. I like that guy.
So he came out and publicly distanced himself from Pearl. Right. And Berlin, maybe you want to like tell us in the chat why you're so mad at him.
Right.
Because on the other end of that, here's the thing. I believe when you take a strong stance on something, you have the right to take a strong stance. Right now, I want to hear your point and why you're taking a stance on it. And Mediocre Tutorial Reviews has taken the official stance that just Pearly is problematic, and that, her and being in support of the black manosphere or, men in general should also mean standing up against, bottom line things such as racism.
See, the whole thing is that I don't think that she is a racist, and I don't think that she's a problematic human. I think she said one stupid thing. I don't agree with her comment on slavery. So I understand why people would not be down with that.
Right.
Oliver says, I feel that everyone should be entitled to their own opinion as long as they can back it up while they have it. Yeah, absolutely.
Or here's the next thing. How much proof do you need to disregard your opinion and to admit when you're wrong? This is something I face with a lot of people. I'm like, how much evidence? Or, something I learned from my good friend Eamon is whenever I'm in Cheers, brother.
Yeah, no, it's not only Cheers, but you see how Vex is saying nice cup? This is from medieval times dinner and tournament.
Oh, I went there for a birthday, man. It was worth it. The chicken there, delicious.
Amazing.
Like how much I would say to people sometimes, man, when I get into a discourse with them, I'm like, if I can prove you wrong, would you want to know? Right? Like if you have a stance and I'm like, not my opinion, but if I could categorically prove that your stance is incorrect, no ad hominem, no personal attacks. If I can prove you're wrong, would you want to know?
Oh, wait, hold on. Here's the thing. So I would say most people not only don't want to know, they're unwilling to accept that they're wrong, even if they're proven wrong right in front of their eyes. Right. But I think you said it once really well, that you pointed out to somebody that you said debates are not to convince the other person you're talking to. It's to convince the audience.
Exactly.
You're never going to convince the person who come to destroy you. Right. Even if you had evidence, even if you magically whipped up something that would destroy their worldview, a magic rock that's like, look, you are wrong. That person is very unlikely to accept it right there.
100%. And then, obviously I'm also infamous for saying, remember, you started this, and this has to do with what Pearl's going through. If I was on the receiving end of what Pearl is going through right now, obviously I would have had a more well-formed argument and a defense for myself. But everyone coming at me, I'm like, remember, you started this. Your standards need to be your standards, right? And then I'm going to start not attacking those people, but their stances. Pearly just don't know how to play the game. And this is where I think she may have been pandering, because she's not the most intelligent woman on earth. And she doesn't need to be to have an articulate point, right? She doesn't have to be the most well-read person. She's found a niche and she's serving that niche. And for a while, people believed the authenticity of that. But the one thing she did not calculate is the strength of the R word. No, not grape, but racism. Yes. Right? She was a visitor in a space that allowed her to be in that space. Right. And the one thing she needed to do was play the game correctly, whether you believe it or not.
Oh, that's such a good point.
Social capitalism, social capital is a very important thing. Pearly needed to think in that moment, what am I going to defend?
Because you're right, she's a visitor to the black space.
Right.
And she got so comfortable that she felt she could then, as a visitor, insult the host's couch or whatever, right? The floral pattern on the couch. She got too comfortable. Matt says, "Can I ask you that she can't she just not want to discuss it because the headache is it not worth it?" Here's what but I'm saying this is what content creation is, man.
Yeah, this is the game.
I can't say that I have a headache. I have to defend my point. You know,
you gotta be ready to tap in at any time. Listen, it's no lie, right? Rogue Planet, Hold Up TV. We took some hits in social capital, right? We have taken hits to our shows. Yeah. And I'm standing here on behalf of both of us, still saying, wait for it. This is going to be good. Fuck you guys. Not you guys that are in here right now. Anyone we've ever beef with. I still hold the same stance. When I was on Dope Dynamics, the one thing I would not allow myself to do was be bullied by a feminist, right? Into thinking that 91% of men are out there committing rape. That's an idiotic point.
Right. That's an idiotic point that was backed up by TikTok memes or something. Yeah. And you know what? I got to say this.
Emotional damage.
DT says, bro, if you have a problem with something someone did in this space, address them off camera, bro. But you're just profiting off of her like everyone else, and we are all on that same side.
So here's the thing. We're smoking on a Pearly pack. I agree with what you're saying, DT Dub. I agree with what you're saying. You should 100% reach out. Say it to a motherfucker. Oh, are we far enough in the video where I can curse now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Say it to a motherfucker's face. If he or she or them or it, whatever, does not respond to what you said, then say it publicly. But remember, the things you say publicly will be refuted publicly. That's the name of the game.
That is the name of the game. That absolutely is the name of the game. And I hear what I'm saying. Like, this isn't like what's her face, Mango from Spoon. This isn't like we're not cannibalizing a girl once she tripped and now we're all just jumping on her and murdering her, right?
Right.
This is like, I would say that was savage what they did to Mango. This is like, it's not savage. She kind of has it coming, and so
no, it's kind of savage. But you know, at the end of the day, you say it publicly, it's going to be refuted publicly. But it's up to you if you're going to handle it like a gangster. I'll say it again. I don't retract one fucking thing I've ever said on Dope Dynamics. It does not matter if anyone ever plays it. I don't retract anything I've said to you privately. If we were beefing, I don't retract it if I said it publicly. It's still fuck you. But the point is, I'm going to stand 10 toes down on it. Now, if you prove me wrong, I will concede to the point. But I ain't backing down.
Mantis, medieval times is fun, but a little gross that you have to eat with your hands. They have Pepsi, but not a fork. Plus, those wenches keep bothering you about a tip because the lords and ladies aren't generous. I was digging my waitress. Like, you know, she was dressed as a wench and stuff. I was like, oh, really? Word? You're not treated good by your lords? So do you think that Pearl can bounce back from this, or is she done? No, she can. She can absolutely bounce back. She's not destroyed. That's another point I want to make. I think every creator at some point will have a couple of these in their lifetime, and it just happens. And you take your licks and you keep going, and then, you know, or you don't, or you quit, right? But if you keep going, you're gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. I don't think she did such a damage that it destroyed her channel or anything like that.
But if she keeps retreating, it is gonna like people will just keep picking her bones. Like at this point, you might as well just come out swinging, or you know, you let the wave ride. In fact, another group that we talk about constantly on here is the No Jumper channel, and Adam and Sharp finally came out and they were addressing the drop in numbers for No Jumper, right? But at the end of the day, the numbers have dropped drastically.
Did they find out what it was? Like,
it was the whole schism. But here's the deal, right? Are you going to give up? Or are you going to continue on? That's the point.
What up to the sexiest, tastiest duo on YouTube?
Hey, you heard it here.
There you go.
Imagination.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. We are clearly we both got Stream Deck, so now we're Stream Deck. We're gonna try not to annoy you about this. Oh, is Mango the fat chick from Spoon? No.
Who is this?
Well, wait, Mango was a fat chick, but a different chick entirely. So what Mango did is, Spoon was an all audio app. So what she did, and she was clearly a black girl. You heard it in her voice, and she was hysterical. She used to read the funniest tweets from Black Twitter. It used to have me laughing my ass off. But she would put up pictures of herself that apparently weren't her, and like she was like she was a bigger girl, and she would put up. She was basically just stalking some random black girl who was like pretty and putting up those pictures and pretending it was her.
Wow.
Yeah, and certain people actually stumbled upon on Instagram the person whose really account it is, and they're like, "Mango, what up?" And the girl was like, "What are you talking about?" And as soon as that happened, everyone came out making, like, not everyone, but a lot of people were just coming out, sucking on her bones, drinking her blood, being like cannibalizing their friend.
Smoking on a pack.
Yeah,
but we've discussed this ad nauseum. We got some videos we want to watch with you folks tonight, man. I think I've picked out some stuff that will keep us in tears. Also, I sent them all to you in Discord. Also, folks, we love YouTube, right? We love YouTube. This show will never be on Spoon. That's just a fact. But look for us on Rumble coming here soon, right? And also on Kick. We just got to work out some stream issues that we had last week with Kick.
Right. So
we'll get that all figured out.
Like we've said, we support the alternative streaming platforms, and we hope that they become a thing.
Right.
And so just check us out. Yeah. We Fanboy Modeling School is doing the opposite of selling out. We're buying in.
We're buying in. That was one of the greatest lines from the SLC Punk. He's like, "You're a sellout, Dad." He's like, "No, son, I bought in." Beck says, "I mean, if she's repeating what she hears, like you say, I wouldn't respect her either." One more time. Give that to me one more time, Bex.
Wait, you sent me stuff?
No, yeah, I sent it to you in Discord. And you're private. Oh no, in our private message.
Oh. What in?
Wait, what?
No, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I sent them in the wrong chat. Sorry. Here we go. I'm sending it to you now.
Okay.
I don't know if you know who Ethan Klein is, right? He's an OG on the space.
I know who he is.
So we got Abba and Preach, who are constantly in a state of beef with Ethan Klein, man. I just want to get the audience's opinion on this because it's like,
actually, yeah. Before this is hysterical. I love that you're bringing up Ethan Klein because I don't know if you know this. I despise the man.
Oh, not one of my favorites. I respect his hustle, but not one of my favorites. You got to switch us.
What is? Oh, where's that? There we go. Share that screen. What?
What are you doing?
Okay, sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here.
I know what's going on. We started drinking way too early.
Way too early. When you gotta operate shit. Why is it not giving me an option to do this? Let's share this shit. Okay, let me reload it.
DT Dub says he hates the guy. Can't stand Ethan Klein, apparently.
Yeah, Ethan Klein is a menace to fucking society. So he is super popular for whatever reason. He claims to have Tourette's syndrome, and he says all this stuff. He's constantly getting kicked off of YouTube.
We're still on the please stand by, right?
Why is it not letting me share my damn screen? Okay.
You're about to see Mantis go nuclear in like 3 seconds.
Fuck. Okay, here we go, you fuckers. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, kids. There we go.
At any rate, we got RM in the building. There we are. There he is, big guy.
What up, RM? What is happening? Why are they doing this to me? Why doesn't StreamYard want me to have fun?
Wait, are you using Google Chrome or are you doing are you doing Firefox? What browser are you
on? I'm on Edge.
Oh, you're on it? No, that's your first problem. You're like one of 3 people on Edge, you and the old people.
Well, I just use whatever, Steve. I love how mad people came in as soon as I'm having technical difficulties. Okay, one more time before Mantis loses his mind. That might be the subject of tonight's episode. I'm just watching Mantis lose his freaking mind.
If you guys have never been treated to Mantis going nuclear, it's fucking amazing. Son of a... This motherfucker's like, goddamn communists in the goddamn red state.
This is so bizarre.
We'll just play the audio. Maybe we'll just play the audio.
Okay, bro, I got this. Okay? I don't need you to condescend me right now. Okay. Ethan
GT Dub says I use Edge. RM says no, Ethan actually has Tourette's, and he has Tourette's, and he's
of course, RM is a big fan of this monster.
You just call him a monster?
Yeah, he is a monster. The things that he said, because he makes terroristic threats against people. It's totally weird. He's like, they should blow up that building, or they should get. That's what gets him thrown off of YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, he accidentally doxed, not accidentally, he purposely doxed the wrong person.
I'm sure I wouldn't put any of it past him. Okay, so I'm doing this, and it's probably done wrong. Okay.
Boom. There it is. There it is. There it is. Just give us a little audio now.
What did he just say?
Wait, I can't hear anything. I don't know if anyone else
can hear anything.
No, I can't hear anything.
Oh, we may not be able to
or whatever.
Wait, can you hear my audio?
Reach.
Yeah, Reach is really.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear it.
They're just.
Matt says, "Oh, look at his stupid face."
I'm fat, you know.
Yeah, that's the whole marketing. That's the whole market. He got us. He got us. Our marketing.
How about you just play the video and I'll get the audio for you?
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna try one last thing, guys. Real sorry about the technical difficulties. Watch, they're gonna go to some other dude's stream. Stay with us.
There's only 2 people in here. They spooned us. They spooned us.
Those fuckers. Here, I'm gonna open it in Chrome. See if that helps us.
Okay. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Hope everyone's having a great time.
I'm having the time of my life dealing with this problem of ours. You see why I hate technology?
Technical difficulties.
Emotional damage.
Okay, I think this is gonna work.
Oh my goodness. Lo says, I'd be happy to be a little spoon between you manly beefcakes.
Reach.
Yeah.
There we go.
Reach
is really reaching.
You can hear it?
Yeah.
They're just pandering to their fans who don't like me because I'm fat, you know.
Yo, would you like me to share it? Would you like me to do it?
Yeah, that's the
Are you able to share it?
Yeah,
that's the whole part. He got us. He got us. Our marketing is to pander to the fans.
Back to that view.
Don't like it because of oh my god.
What do you want to do?
Switch it back to that view. Switch it back to the share view.
Okay.
Hold on, sorry. I'm gonna stop laughing for you, Kurt.
I know you're worried I'm going to go completely nuclear.
Yeah.
Surge, welcome in.
Preacher.
All right. There we go. Oh, you gotta add my share to this.
There
thing.
we go.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
ABBA or whatever.
Can you hear it?
Reach.
Yeah.
Reach.
Yeah. Reach is really reaching.
Like they're just pandering
Folks,
to
can you
their
hear it?
fans who don't
Yeah.
like me because I'm fat, you know.
Yeah, that's the whole marketing. That's the whole market. He got us. He got us. Our marketing is to pander to the fans that they don't like it because of. Oh my God, Ethan, you're saying that because you're insecure.
Oh, damn.
Funny to me that we pander to people that don't like you because you're fat, and 95% of our fans think I am.
By the way,
Content.
ABBA and Preach, you cowards, you losers. When you make a video about this, which I know you will, titled Ethan Klein's Mad or whatever, include this. A link to the full interview and encourage your audience to go watch that full interview.
Can you pause it real quick? Pause it
Yeah.
on him.
You guys.
And so this is what I want you all to elaborate. I want you to all think about this. This man, he has like 3 million or something like followers, right? Or subs. Look at this dude. Listen to the way he speaks. This is a stream that is successful. Freaking people watch this shit for entertainment. If you want to see a sign of a coming apocalypse, this is fucking it. The fact that this guy has any level of success is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, so in case you're not familiar, the young lady sitting next to him is his wife, and this whole beef is over regarding a video that Ethan responded to, where a guy was not a video, on a stream of Ethan's, when he was talking to a gentleman who said he would not want to date or be married to a woman that felt the need to post thirst traps. That was his personal want in a relationship. He does not want to be with a woman who posts thirst traps. He thinks it's inappropriate. Let's keep it rocking.
Watch that full interview.
We got you, Ethan. We're going to put the link in the description below. You guys know. And the title of this video will be Ethan is Bad.
Go tell them. Go watch that full interview where Ethan's so embarrassing. And then come back and tell me how embarrassing Ethan is. Because and we'll play this whole thing, or you're just the biggest coward in the world.
Make sure you reply to the video we did about your doxing and you falsely accusing Fresh and Fit. Make sure you do reply to that.
I am sure that if any one of your fans watch that whole interview, they will realize what a disingenuous piece of shit you're being right now.
Okay.
He doesn't think that you or women, significant others, should post themselves with like cleavage and stuff.
That's not what we said. That's not what we said. Listen,
Yo, hold on.
Real quick. I just want to say one thing. These are the guys that absolutely bodied Fresh and Fit, right?
Yeah, these guys are funny. I actually like.
They're the only guys to ever come at academics, and academics didn't do a 7-hour stream. You know why? Because these motherfuckers are black belts on the internet. You're talking to 2 stand-up comedians. This is what they do for a living. They
destroy Fresh and Fit. Yo,
that's what they do.
Matt says, I don't care what the other dude said. I'm on the side against Ethan. Lo says his mustache is sexy. DT Tub says sounds like he got a life sucked out of him. Super depressing. Absolutely. I thought that was a trans woman next to him. Bex as well says, oh shit, I thought that was a man. Sorry to his wife. Oh my god, yeah. So
the chat is on fire tonight.
Ethan Klein married like a drug addict or something. And he occasionally puts her on camera, and she's like, she's some zombie woman. Is like, kind of like, she doesn't add any energy to the stream or anything. I don't know what she's doing.
Wildly successful, man. They're wildly successful. And here's the crazy thing: there was a stream that they did one night where, in typical bum ass motherfucker style, Ethan is explaining to his wife why he's cheating on his diet. He's like, I'm gonna eat, this burger tonight, and then right now I'm gonna eat the burger. and then tonight I'll have like some chips or something, like some veggie sticks. And I'm listening, and she's looking at him. She's looking at like a woman who has not had the pipe laid down properly in years. Like, I could see the disappointment in her face. I could see the lack of piping in her face.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? He's also one of those guys who calls everyone out on anti-Semitism. Like, if anyone's against him, he's like, this is because of Jewish man.
Right.
He's the worst. But yeah, let's do it.
Clear so that there's no more misunderstandings. I thought
There's
I was
always going to be a misunderstanding.
I don't care what you want to post online. I just said that for some people in their relationship, they don't want a partner who's posting thirst traps. They don't want a partner who's on social media attention whore. And that's a very reasonable thing to not want in a relationship. That is it. It is fine if you want that in your relationship and you're fine with it and you find it empowering.
The whole genesis for this was he put out a video on TikTok, like something about like how women should dress.
Yeah.
What?
No,
stop.
You see the way he remixes it. No. You see the way he remixed it. That's what I'm about to.
I'll play
he remixed it.
He said, if I'm with a girl, he didn't tell other people how they have to dress. He didn't tell women what they have to do every day. He's not telling everyone get into open relationship. He's saying, I like open relationships. That's okay. And I want to run my open relationship this way, which is okay. Listen, this is so stupid. The way two people want to legislate their relationship and the boundaries within them is.
So let's make it interactive from the chat. Men and women and others. Gentlemen, do you want to be married to a woman who posts like thirst trap?
This is such an this is a fascinating question. Matt says, oh, that's why she posts thirst trap posts. It's because she ain't getting that D, and you know Ethan Klein can't lay down the pipe. Yeah, he's too fat to lay down the pipe. He can't crawl on her. It's too much. It's too high a climb. Full stop. But so here's the problem. Here's basically the problem. Usually, and this is the double standard of it all. And I don't understand how to like stop it from happening. The things that a woman will use to attract a man, he's into until he's in a relationship with her, and then suddenly he's like, now you need to stop that. You know that dress that I met you in when you were wearing? Don't ever wear it again. You know that thirst trap pictures you used to put up to try to get my attention? Stop doing that.
Right. So
and that becomes the thing, right?
So you're saying that he tried to make a whole housewife, and then he didn't want her to do whole things anymore.
And I think we all do, don't we? No, wait, hold on. Not all the time, but I'm saying we've all tried at some point.
Yeah, no, we've all been in I've definitely been in a position before where I met a woman one way and then, expected her to behave another way. And that was my fault. And that's why my expectations are very clear now. Like, I do not want these things. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them. And if you can't move past them, then that's okay. You can go live your quote unquote truth and best life, but it will not be with me. And there won't be any hard feelings. There won't be any hard feelings at all. Yeah,
because honestly, right now, you know how we live in the new age of the internet where instead of flowers, a man sends a dick pic? Yeah. That being said, a woman's new way of catching a guy is the thirst trap post on Instagram.
Yeah, but I would never hit a shorty up on anything real posting thirst traps on the internet. I got to keep it a buck with you.
No, here's what it is. She leaves the thirst trap out. You make the comment in the DMs. If she's interested, she will respond. If she's not, she won't.
No, I get the premise. What I'm saying to you is that if 42-year-old me was to travel back 20 years ago with the knowledge I have now, half the bitches I fucked with, I would never fuck with them on any real level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for instance, my first love, she cheated on her boyfriend to be with me. I should have known this was a huge issue.
That's the first red flag. Red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag. Damn, son. You know what? Basically, if I had to do it all over again, there's only one bitch I would avoid, and the rest I would keep. I would still smash.
Oh no! Don't mix up my words. I'd smash all of them. I never been in a relationship with any of them.
Okay. Because I was like, What's he saying? You become a monk or something?
Lo says you got to be some kind of omega class beta sim to be okay with their strap, and that goes to the point of Ethan. Ethan's the type of dude, and I'm not saying that there aren't dudes who aren't okay with it, but Ethan ain't that dude. Ethan's the type of dude who's got his wife sitting next to him is a 10, and he's a -12, right? So whatever she wants to do, he's clinging on to the pussy. He's please believe me.
I want to tell kind of a funny story right now.
Go for it.
So I was internet flirting with this girl for a while, and I feel like we had a connection, and she has confirmed we have a connection. We kind of talk here and there, and it's nothing serious. She lives across the country or whatever, and all this stuff. And so suddenly, and I go to her streams. She does these late night streams, and whenever I can, I'll go to her streams or whatever. I'm usually asleep. And suddenly,
okay, internet sleuths. We've now established that she does stream, right? And she's on the other side of the country, so we just got to work out the rest.
And suddenly she's like, I just opened up a Twitter, and so the reason she opened up a Twitter is that she has an OnlyFans, and so then suddenly she's tweeting every day all this like hoe shit to try to attract people into her OnlyFans. And now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. And I'm like, now you're just a hoe, and I would never fuck with you. I don't want to have a connection with you. And I just wish I hadn't seen that side of her. Like, she basically ruined it.
Yeah. Wait, Matt wants to know, is your connection Mantis that fat girl from Spoon?
She is not the fat girl from Spoon, man. He's obsessed with the fat girl from Spoon. No, it's not. It's not the fat girl. No.
Women that post thirst traps aren't wifey material. She belongs to the streets.
Yes, that's true. Can we define a thirst trap? Because some people think it's simple low cut top is okay. So
go for it.
How do we not? I mean, come on. You know when you see a thirst trap pic. It's not just pretty.
There will not be any pictures of my wife bending over, looking backwards on the internet.
Right.
And if I'm expected to be okay with that, then we will not be husband and wife anymore.
DT Dub says I'd rather her dress conservatively. I would as well too, and so that's the thing. I'm a bad picker, right? And so I said this earlier, like I'm like, that girl with the OnlyFans who has all those thirst trap tricks, and that's all her Instagram is. I want to make that my wife. And yeah, that sounds like a 15-year-old talking, but no, Mantis is not 15. He's much older than that. He should have learned better. Who would be thirsty for his wife? She looks like Darth Sidious wearing a blonde wig.
Make it go deeper.
No, Matt. There's no. I do not fuck the fat chick from Spoon is not the connection girl. Actually, the connection girl is like a beautiful goth girl.
Okay.
Who now shows it for everyone. So
I know who it is.
And you're not going to say. You're not gonna, or you know who it was, because I don't fuck with that anymore.
This motherfucker is wild. Okay.
Wait, Mantis recreational use. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I know. I feel you. So a girl from high school I know started spamming her OF link on Facebook. If that isn't hoe bag behavior, I don't know what is. So there's a lot of awkward stuff like this. Like, for instance, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but like I have a friend whose teenage daughter is now an adult. Like, she's in the early years of 20s, in her 20s. And so on the same Facebook that her mother is on, like, her mother can see this. She puts ads for her OnlyFans on. And I'm trying to understand, like, what the hell is going on.
Say what? Who's a hoe? What's it?
This woman that I know, her daughter, she had a daughter. Her daughter grew up. Her daughter is now 20.
She's a woman. Okay, grown woman.
And however, she puts on Facebook like things saying, "Come to my OnlyFans." But her mother is on Facebook.
Well, what's on her OnlyFans? It's like,
I mean, I don't I don't know, but I'm just saying
that was the test.
this is some shady shit. I mean, what you think she's reading poetry by a fireplace? This is videos of that. Is that what her OnlyFans is? I mean, it could be, right?
Between the two people.
Even when they're with me, I wouldn't want them to do that in public.
Okay. Okay.
What's the problem?
Well, it's a little insecure.
Listen, people know,
Dude.
Let's see what they say.
that based off the kind of things that they wear, they're going to get a different reception from people. Yeah. If I'm with a woman and she's out here dressed like she going to Cancun tomorrow, I'm going to feel a little bit like that shit's off. Not because it makes me.
Then you're insecure. You're 100% insecure then.
Yeah.
You can't handle it, dude.
That means you're insecure.
You just fucking outed yourself completely. Sorry, it does.
The things that they wear, they're going to get a different reception from people. Yeah. If I'm with a woman and she's out here dressed like she going to Cancun tomorrow, I'm going to feel a little bit like that shit's off.
Yeah.
Yep. That's your problem.
Look, it's your preference if you don't want to be with a girl who's comfortable doing that, right?
This motherfucker looks like he doesn't just spill Dorito dust on his chest. He looks like he can't even eat a Whopper without getting it on his wife. Look at her.
Yes, yes. And if you watch his streams, his full streams, he is ranting and raving and not even entertaining shit. Like he's just saying crazy shit.
Yeah,
and he's just like some fat, disgusting animal on camera. And I'm like, who fucking spends time watching this other than RM? I love you, RM, but come on. I remember Public Friend was also a fan of this person. And I worried about Public Friend. Do you need therapy? Because at least here's what I'm saying: the other socialist, Hassan Piker, I understand why, and I guess I'm fat shaming here, but Hassan Piker is at least a handsome man. He's got good physique. He's got long Turkish hair. He's like a pretty boy. I understand why women want to watch that. I do not understand why anyone wants to watch this.
I'll tell you why. Because people look at them and they go, I'm better looking than them. I pity them.
Oh, to make you feel better. Yeah, I know I do that.
But you see that face this woman's making right here? I'm not a body language expert, but I'm going to pretend to be for the next 45 seconds or so.
Yeah.
That is the face.
Lo says if you have an OF, it tells us three things: that she's shameless, she's lazy, and she's narcissistic.
Ooh.
Maybe it's mother/daughter OF, a family affair of sorts.
Oh,
now you're gonna make me subscribe.
That was the thing. There was a mom and a daughter who got shamed off the internet. Two blondes. For sharing an OnlyFans page.
You realize this is a perfect segue to our next story.
Oh, let's get into it. Fuck Ethan, but let's leave the view this way so that we don't have to go through this madness again.
Okay.
Let's talk about.
So the first thing I want to say, her name is Piper Raquel, and I had to keep looking that up because that is not a little girl's name. That is a stripper's name.
How do you spell the last name? Oh, never mind.
Raquel is like a rock. And then ELLE. And so this girl.
Wait, I'm going to play some of her shit. I think this is her right here.
Hello, guys. We're on tour today. So we have a lot to do. I'm going to show you all the backstage. We also have an amazing prank that's going to happen today that I am going to host. It's going to be really bad.
All right, never mind.
I want to take you guys.
I don't want the channel to get struck.
Yeah. I mean, it's cringy. It's cringy. It's for kids. It's all these things. And so for those who don't know, haven't been on Twitter or haven't been seeing what's going on, because basically everyone was talking about Piper Raquel, the YouTuber, and I thought, how you don't always know YouTubers' names? You think like when you see their face, you'll know them. Don't know this person. Obviously, it's for kids. Shit, right? Her mother is being sued by I think like 11 kids because her mother is one of those cool moms. So here's the backstory. Her mother has a reputation for being what they call the dance. The other moms call her the dance mom of YouTube. And you guys all know dance moms. Dance moms is about those crazy overbearing moms that like force their daughters to do shit they don't want to do. This woman apparently was like grooming her friends, sexualizing them, giving them alcohol, encouraging the young girls, like they're like 14-year-olds, to engage in oral sex with the males, encouraging the males to walk around without their shirts. She was plastering them with alcohol. And now everyone and their mother is suing her Ma Dukes.
Here, let's check it out. Let's check it out.
The mother of YouTube star Piper Raquel has not only actualized her own child, but is now being accused and sued by 11 of the kids from her daughter's squad who claim she encouraged them to have oral, brags she makes kitty on, and mailed her daughter's underwear to a man who liked to sniff it. Haas, one of the defendants, said the mother asked one time if his balls had dropped yet and how long is it, referring to his male part.
Okay.
They say she would
Yo, listen to she claims she encouraged them to have oral sex, bragged about making kitty porn while filming two of them make out, and sold her daughter's underwear to a fan who said he wanted to use them to sniff them. So she gave a price and sent it to him.
I don't know what's crazier. The words that just came out of your fucking mouth are these flaming hot Doritos, unofficial sponsor that I've been munching on, that are killing me right now. These are
I'm jealous, man. I have no snacks. I only have wine over here. I don't know.
Bro, this is deplorable. But without making excuses, I've experienced this as a kid. I've hung out at the cool moms.
With the cool moms, yes.
Yeah, I've
Pro
hung
radio.
out
She just turned 15. She just turned 15.
I've hung out at the cool mom's house before, where we were allowed to do things we should not do, and now, as a parent, I live in absolute fear.
I think it's funny. I think everyone, because the cool moms are all over the place, and I
Right.
definitely saw some cool moms when I grew up. And I think it's funny. Mean Girls has a joke about that.
Right.
Like when she goes to her enemy's house, her mom's a cool mom. It's like, who wants cocktails? And she's bringing in margaritas and stuff to a bunch of high school girls,
right?
To be cool,
right?
But you know what I think? I have a feeling that this is the first of many that are going to come out of the woodwork.
Oh, absolutely. Have you ever seen a movie called Never Back Down? It's not a great movie. It's an MMA movie.
It's a fighting movie. Yeah, I know. I think I have.
It's the equivalent of the Karate Kid, right?
Yeah, it's an MMA Karate Kid. Yeah.
So essentially what happens, there's a dad, and there's a cool dad too, but the cool dad always is a weirdo, like very, very weird. And while the son, who's the bully in the movie, is hanging out poolside working out, because that's what you do when you have girls over, you work out. The dad is making drinks for them and walking around with his shirt unbuttoned. And I've experienced these type of dudes too.
Dads? I've never seen that from dads. I always see it from
I disagree, but I won't say it on air. We've both experienced the cool dad. And one of the things I've noticed about the cool dad is looking to pipe down the girls you're with. He will.
Now that you say it like that, I think I do know a cool dad that we both know.
He's always looking to pipe down. And this is not anyone that I know in New York. The cool dad experience that I'm talking about, and the one that Mantis is talking about, this is not a friend, but someone we met outside of New York. You know what I'm saying? Like Massachusetts area.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Thank you for that. It's funny, we've done so many admissions this episode that if any of these people listen, they're gonna know who they are. Like the girl that I was talking about will absolutely know who she is within a second and come talk to me. That's funny. Cool dad and his son are gonna be after us.
That's if they make it through the whole episode. They got to make it to this point.
They have to earn the discovery.
All right, so what's the blowback here? Internet's burning down. People coming after this woman. Have they strung her up yet? What's going on?
So she's getting sued by 11 different people. And so some of them as high as $22 million they're asking for.
Wow.
Depending on the different severity, but basically the girl called her friends that would appear. She calls them the squad on her channel. She would let her friends come in, and they were just exposed to all this hypersexual, hyper partying situation that the mom was engaging in.
Wow.
One of the questions was, is the mom hot? I've seen a picture of her. I do not think that she's hot. But and I'm not trying to age shame. Trust me, there are plenty of 45-year-old women. But Matt says, I wish a friend's mom was cute. I'm not finishing saying. Oh my God. Lowe's says, why aren't more women buying men's underwear? I got bills to pay and a fat pile of laundry. I can't help you with the laundry, man, but
I would sell these butterscotch underwear real quick. Like it's got the authentic cheese smell to it.
So here's the thing about smelling underwear. What if she's like disgusting?
Bro, first of all, there's no way to make a joke about this. Let me land this real quick. Let me just land this real quick right here, right? Because I don't want to stay on this for very long.
I don't feel uncomfortable, right? Because she's young.
Yeah. This is freaking weird, man.
That's why we have to stay on it, because you have to get it. You have to grow out of your shell, my man.
This is extremely strange. Rogue Radio, if you're still here, drop a 1 in the chat. I expect you to make a video. I know Rogue is getting the notes ready for the video that she's gonna make about this fucking woman, because this is your daughter, right? It's one thing. It's already one thing that you may be in control of her finances, pushing her to make content that is going to be watched by pederast motherfuckers, right?
Right.
It's another thing, right? Because even then, it's just like, okay, it's not my fault they're perverts. She can make that argument, right? But it's another thing to sell your child's underwear.
That's another level. Don't even get me started on that.
Bro, Joe Jackson didn't go that fucking far. He just beat those kids, but he
at least had morals and standards. No, absolutely. And so remember, there was a case I got like 2 years ago where a dude broke into a house with the intention of killing the parents and stealing the daughter, and the dad pulled out a gun and killed him. And it turned out that the dude was obsessed with this content creator, this teenage content creator. Her dad was managing her account, and he wanted personal pictures of her life. So the dad was selling this dude candid pictures of his daughter, which the dude later on snapped and came to kidnap her. And I was thinking, and they started acting like the dad's a hero. Yeah, he narrowly escaped some problem that he caused.
Right.
Like what?
Remember, folks, the saying is not that money is the root of all evil. It's the love
of money.
Money is the root.
Love of money is the root of all
evil.
Absolutely. Well said. That people misquote that all the time. I see pastors misquoting that. It drives me nuts.
Freaking idiots.
45-year-old woman, he laughs. That is child abuse in the worst form. I absolutely agree. Pimping your daughter out to the internet. And this is another thing I got to say. Because I've been complaining about Instagram, because Instagram, for no reason, like if you look on your Discover page, my shit is all like Transformers, Star Trek, Star Wars kind of stuff. And occasionally I'll get a teenage girl doing a TikTok video.
Strange.
And I'm like, why is this on my thing? And everyone else is like, yeah, I noticed them. I just skipped them. I'm like, no, I people acknowledge they're there, but I'm like saying, like, why is TikTok pushing that on me? I don't visit that content. Shouldn't the algorithm not have it there? And I feel like they're like speaking of pimps, I think Instagram is a pimp of these teenage girls.
Well, it won't be much longer, because in case you didn't know, Instagram has officially demonetized their reels and clips.
Oh, right. Not paying people for creating.
Not paying people. So we can see a mass exodus from Instagram really quick.
And actually, what's funny is that this is this phenomenon is also a it's a sequitur to our next one, but I don't want to jump so quickly. But it's like the whole Dylan Mulvaney and the Budlight thing. So Dylan Mulvaney has millions of followers on TikTok. However, why is the person watching? Well, it doesn't actually translate to money. Are people just like curious? And like, that's what I'm saying. Just because someone has a certain follower account doesn't mean you can make money off of them.
You don't get monetized on TikTok for your reels?
No, you do. But what I'm saying is advertising agencies are like, well, let's bring Dylan Mulvaney on. People aren't watching. Like the majority of them aren't watching Dylan Mulvaney because he's entertaining. They look at him like a freak and they're like, what is this? And that's why they're not going to buy a beer that Dylan Mulvaney suggests for them to.
Okay, don't get me fucking started. So, in regard to this mom, right?
The mom.
Here's what you need to be aware of if you're a parent who hangs out with a kid like this. You need to know that if that parent is allowing their child to put their entire life on the internet, that your child could be a victim of this as well, right? They could fall prey to this as well. So I would steer clear from this. You know that my son has a YouTube channel that's set to private. He doesn't know that. Right? He doesn't know that. He thinks he's streaming to millions of people.
Watch, he's going to be watching this and he's going to be, wait, what? I've been on private this whole time. This motherfucker. It's just people trying to capitalize off the kids, but that's one thing. It's another thing to create an environment and an atmosphere where you're using young kids for this type of shit. It's sick, man. It's sick. Yo, I'm gonna give a shout out to the strangest person right now, Matt Walsh. You know why?
Hold on, I want to acknowledge the chat real quick. Berlin's DT Dub says, by the way, I skipped Fresh and Fit to watch you guys. That deserves a Don Marco.
Don Marco absolutely does, man. Thank you so much.
And because you came through, what does he have? He has emotional damage. Give him an emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oh, wait, and what about this one?
I crave violence.
But like, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who's in the stream. I'm having the time of my life. I'm having a good ass fucking time.
Great stream tonight.
What was it just saying? What was it in the middle of saying? Oh, Matt Walsh admitted he doesn't let his kids have cell phones.
Yeah.
And he has at least one teenager, and people are attacking him, and they're like, you monster. How dare you? And he said only negative things can come out of cell phones. He's like, when they have a job and they pay for their own cell phone, then they can have one.
Yeah. You want to open yourself up to the world? That's going to have to be on your dime.
I really respect that, man. Oh yeah. So look at how they're attempting an apology. Bud Light has quickly made an all-American ad with a horse.
Rooted in the heart of America.
Campaign that Anheuser-Busch hopes will help the company ride out a boycott. It features the nostalgia of an iconic Clydesdale galloping through
Why is the audio? That's
all
so
American
weird.
landscapes with men grabbing a couple of cold ones together.
This is a story bigger than beer.
I actually like that ad.
After Bud Light's partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney.
This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it.
Mulvaney's post drew the ire of some Bud Light enthusiasts, including celebrities like Kid Rock, who played target practice with the beer. The campaign doesn't offer is an explanation for Bud Light breaking away from its traditional male-oriented advertising in favor of a trans actress with 10 million followers on TikTok.
This is too funny.
To be part of a discussion that divides people, we're in the business of bringing people together over beer.
I'm not, though, for destroying
Cokehead.
an American and iconic company for something like this.
Donald Trump Jr., speaking out on his podcast, defended Anheuser-Busch, praising the company for donating to many Republicans.
Frankly, they don't participate in the same woke garbage that other people in the beer industry actually do, who are significantly worse.
Oh, wait, pause it. And so this is what the problem is. You know how people are like, what was it? It was who's the crazy lady in the Congress? Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Right.
I probably said her name wrong. She did a video of her buying a bunch of Coors. Buying a bunch of Coors, and people are like, well, they have pride flags up, and people don't understand. Conservatives are not rebelling against gayness. They're fine with gayness. They understand that gays are here, and that's a thing. That's what it is. They have a problem with the trans movement, because the trans movement, which is very different than the LGBT movement, is currently particularly Dylan Mulvaney advocates for the mutilation of children. And that's what it is. And people think they're like, oh, well, guess what? If you drink any other beer, they're pro-gay. We're not anti-gay. The people who are I'm part of this boycott too. I am not anti-gay at all. Are you kidding me?
Right.
That's ridiculous. It's that Dylan Mulvaney thinks that children as young as 6 should have their balls cut off.
Wrong.
And that's right,
bro. Let's keep it going.
And yo, wait, hold on, real quick. In the chat, I like this. This is funny. Matt says, "My daughter." He says, "Steve, my daughter has a YouTube channel on private as well." I thought I was the only one duping my kid.
Yeah, my kid came to me one day and he's like, I don't understand how come you and mom are the only people that come
leave comments and stuff. You just tell them it's like you got to keep working until for people to come out. It takes a while to become. Oh man. Oh, but yeah, keep playing.
What does it matter? I don't really get it.
Yeah.
What does it matter? I don't really get it.
Yeah, listen, I think people are upset because Bud Light has been around since the 1980s. This is a very all-American brand. Some people see it as something that just...
Mulvaney's not an American? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Shut up, Don Lemon.
Mulvaney's saying
fuck up.
Not address it specifically, but on the Rosie O'Donnell podcast, she says that she thinks the controversy is because people misunderstand her. She's also newly transitioned, just about a year, and she feels like people aren't really understanding.
I'm sorry, they're saying Dylan Mulvaney. I thought they said Roseanne transition. I said, wait.
Yeah, she transitioned out of a job.
Out of a job by being a freaking racist.
The video, as you showed, was just a fun time with Bud Light, but some people taking it a little hard.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All right, so I just want to call everyone's attention to something about Don Lemon, which is interesting, right? This Don Lemon here is not the Don Lemon from 10 years ago.
Yes, I agree.
So the Don Lemon about 10 years ago, I want to say now, did a segment on black people, black Americans, African Americans, FBA, whatever you want to call yourself.
Can you find that?
Oh, absolutely. You know what? You keep talking, I'll find it.
Yeah. So, Lowe says, I love how the VP of Budlight came out and defended the move. Then a week later, claimed the leadership didn't know about the Yes. So that's funny that he did come out and he actually, and when he attempted to do an apology, he was like, yeah, we're sorry this happened. We had no idea this happened. Apparently, somebody hired some new marketing VP and she just did what she did. I don't know how this happened, as if that isn't his business. And that's also disgusting, because we all know, like, for instance, a movie's director, a store's manager, whatever, go on and on of all these types of like managerial positions, you're supposed to take the blame for everything that happens. Everything has to happen under your watch. But nowadays, these guys are like, it wasn't me. It was some underling.
What job do you work for? These motherfuckers don't take responsibility for shit.
They should, though. That's what they should. That was designed to be. They should take it.
Hold on. Let me play this. Read the comment. We missed a few chants.
Oh, yeah. DT Dub says, I'm not anti-gay. I'm anti-Zionist. Okay. That's a different can of worms. Why does beer have to be political anyways? Like, I just want a beer. Why does everything have to be categorized? Like I said, I think people are really against the policies toward children in terms of the trans movement. And Dylan Mulvaney is very outspoken about wanting children to be able to transition, which is really what offended everybody. That's really what this comes down to. How does Don Lemon have a job? I agree with you. He's always putting his foot in his mouth. He's always acting like a fool. I can't wait for you guys to see this video that Steve just pulled up, because this is funny. Everyone watched the real Don Lemon.
Because black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing. Here's number 5. And if this doesn't apply to you, if you're not doing this, then it doesn't apply to you. I'm not talking about you. Here's number 5. Pull up your pants. Some people, a lot of them black, gave me flack for saying that recently on the Wendy Williams show. If you're sagging, it means, I think it's your self-esteem is sagging, and who you are as a person, it's sagging. Young people need to be taught respect, and there are rules. Sagging pants, whether it's Justin Bieber or no-name Derek around the way, walking around with your ass and your underwear showing is not okay. In fact, it comes from prison when they take away belts from the prisoner so that they can't make a weapon. And then it evolved into which role a prisoner would have during male-on-male prison sex. The one with the really low pants is a submissive one.
Don Lemon would know. Don Lemon would know that fact. Oh man, we're getting racy right now, man. We're getting real racy. The dude is more worthless than a ballless scrotum. He has a whole list of like anti-black statements on that one. They can't repopulate themselves, so how they get around is by indoctrination of young kids because they're easily influenced. Yeah, basically, yeah. Don Lemon's pants should be down by his ankles, says Lo. I can't believe
the chat is ruthless.
Damn, you guys are ripping him up. Princess Beck says he somehow looks blacker here. That's what I'm saying. As you get money, you do the Michael Jackson. You're doing the Michael Jackson surgeries and shit, right? Is there more on that? Because I think he does a full thing.
He does a full list, but they've removed it from most places, so you can only find
him. He does the full grandpa rant. He's like, why do you? In one of the lists, he's like, why do you have to blast rap music while you drive? He's like, you don't want to get pulled over. Why are you blasting rap music? I'm like, can they not blast any music they want in their car? Like, what the fuck?
Hold on. Okay, here we go.
The reason there is so much violence and chaos in the black precincts is the disintegration of the African American family.
He's got a point. In fact, he's got more than a point. Bill?
Raised without much structure, young black men often reject education and gravitate towards the street culture, drugs, hustling, gangs. Nobody forces them to do that. Again, it is a personal decision.
He is right about that too.
Oh,
Mason, he doesn't go far enough. Because black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing. Here's number 5. And if this doesn't apply to you, if you're not doing this, then it doesn't apply to you. I'm not talking about you. Here's number 5. Pull up your pants. Some people, a lot of them black, gave me flack for saying that recently on the Wendy Williams show. If you're sagging, it means I think it's your self-esteem is sagging and who you are as a person. It's sagging. Young people need to be taught respect, and there are rules. Sagging pants, whether it's Justin Bieber or no-name Derek around the way, walking around with your ass and your underwear showing is not okay. In fact, it's coming from prison when they take away belts from the prisoner so that they can't make a weapon. And then it evolved into which role a prisoner would have during male-on-male prison sex. The one with the really low pants is a submissive one. You get my point? Number 4 now is the N-word.
Oh,
For our generation, what we did was we took the word and we took the power out of that word.
We took this word and we made it into poetry.
Here we go.
I understand poetic license, but consider this. I hosted a special on the N-word, suggesting that black people stop using it and that entertainers stop deluding yourself.
I just want to...
Yeah, I'm glad you paused it because I'm curious onto your thoughts on this.
Good night, Dragon Lady. Feel better. Everyone,
Dragon Lady, have a good one. We love you.
You know I let the N-word slip publicly sometimes, right?
Yes, I do. But I also know that you have a love-hate relationship with the N-word.
I do. Usually when I get riled up, when someone pisses me off, they become the N-word real quick. But I really have tried to like cure myself of this plague. Because here's the crux of it, bro. There is no way to sanitize the word. There's no way to make it better. It's always going to lead back to its root. So best thing to do is completely abandon it. I'd be interested in hearing from black people in the chat what you think about this concept of the sanitizing, the sanitization of the N-word.
Well, I'll tell you, and you know this, that when I was a younger man, I used the N-word a lot.
Right.
And I had no problem with it. And I felt like the reappropriation of it, I thought I was all about that. What Chris Rock was spitting and all this, all these guys, I was like, yeah, we need to take back that word. Fuck these crackers. Like I was just using it. I was using it left and right and all this stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Subconsciously, probably a part of me felt like by using it, it made me feel more black. You know, more in tune with my black side.
Right. Okay.
However, you know, going along the timeline, it creates so many problems. It creates so many problems. The word. There are people who don't understand it. There are people who are like, "What the fuck's going on?" Both white and black.
Right.
People just don't understand its use when it's appropriate. I once had a fucking white guy, and this was me and Sully were in Virginia at the time. We're hanging out. We invited this guy from work at home, and he's like some Southern dude, and we were using the N-word, so he felt he could, and he was totally white dude. Wow. And I looked at me and him looked at each other, and and I realized I was like, oh my God, I've given some white guy the impression that he can use it.
Did you correct him?
I did. We were like, yo, by the way, bro, that wasn't cool. And we kind of lectured him. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, cool.
Bop, bop, bop.
It was awkward. It was awkward. You know, it was definitely a party kill. It was buzzkill.
Lo says if the word can't be used by all, then it can't be sanitized. That's the fucking truth. It cannot be sanitized. Also, I'd like to say we're not out here trying to sanitize coon, yard monkey. You don't hear fucking you don't hear motherfucking black people saying this shit to each other in an endearing way at all.
Keep going with them. Keep going with them. Can't wait to get canceled from YouTube. You know, spook. Tar baby, whatever. Like, list them all while you're at it. List them all.
Welcome to the last episode of Fanboy on YouTube.
Rumble's gonna love this.
That you're somehow taking the word back. By promoting the use of that word when it's not germane to the conversation, have you ever considered that you may just be perpetuating the stereotype the masser intended, acting like a nigger?
Woo! Hard R on that shit.
Took offense to
hard R on that.
Yeah.
Don Lemon, I would watch this Don Lemon 100%.
He should do, you know, so you know who Liz Wheeler is?
Say again?
Liz Wheeler.
No.
So Liz Wheeler is a white blonde chick who was on OAN or whatever, and she decided, she was like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna leave these mainstreamers. I'm gonna just make a YouTube channel. And she is a hugely successful one.
Okay.
And she's just like making her own money as a YouTuber. She used to be a blonde like correspondent or whatever. You know, conservatives love those blonde chicks.
Right.
But that's what he should do. He should just go to YouTube where he doesn't get in trouble for saying shit, and she should be the real him.
Not YouTube for not getting in trouble. I agree with you saying. I think that the future for media is in podcasts, independently owned, independently run, or even networks, right? That aren't constrained by these type of things. In fact, a lot of things that we miss out on, we used to do heavy back in the day at the early days of Fanboy Modeling School, was Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can say whatever you want on these podcasts as long as you toe the line, right? You can't get up here talking about killing.
Right.
But it's free speech in its truest form, and that's what's made podcasts great. I think that Don Lemon has tried to re-enter to this space recently with some of the controversies he's faced.
Right, but it's mostly his shit with women recently. He said controversial things about women.
Well, that's a conversation for the women to happen. Hey, girl, why does this motherfucker think he can say a bunch of loose ass shit about women? Hey, Don, we see.
That too. And I wondered if I gave the right advice. I really did. But confirmation came the very next day on my way home when I exited the subway on 125th Street in Harlem.
Shout out to
this little
Harlem.
kid in a school uniform, no older than 7 years old. He was crying his eyes out as he walked down the sidewalk with his mother. I'm going to be honest here. She turned to him and she said, "I'm sick of you. You act like an old ass man. Stop all that crying, nigger." Is that taking the word back? Think about that. Now, number 3, respect where you live. Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities. I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever.
Hold on. Here's the thing about this list, right? At face value, if you allow yourself to get past your trigger points, is Don really saying anything that's off base here?
No, he's not. No, he's not. Okay, so wait, hold on. I hate to sound like a liberal, but I'm about to right now. We all know, or I don't know, maybe some people are rejecting this idea, but we all know that the issues surrounding ghettos, hoods, black neighborhoods that are like problematic is not just you don't care about your neighborhood. It's a whole fucking long history of shit.
Yeah. No one can deny that. No one can deny. I'm a huge proponent of the fact of there's a cause and there's an effect, right?
Yeah.
There's a cause, something caused there to be hoods, and now the effect is et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And when people feel that the projects they live in is basically like a prison, and cops confirm this by fucking giving them shit every day and running their pockets and shit, they're not going to respect it in terms of like throwing the trash in a nice place.
But we got to be intellectually honest about this, right? There's two forms of predators that prowl the streets of the hood. Let's keep it a buck. There's the cops who have visited years of systematic racism or a form or the impact of systematic racism upon the community. Then there's the motherfuckers who live in the neighborhood.
Right.
You and I both grew up in the hood. Bro, I worried about the cops and the brothers,
yes,
who skin pigment is me, they were just as dangerous. And I think Don goes on to elaborate on the point. Until we can get honest about that. For instance, I'm sure you're all up on it, or maybe you're not. King Von is a rapper out of the old block area of Chicago. 3.5-hour documentary release is King Von rap's first serial killer. The bodies have not been confirmed. But the police have released information after his death, a year or 2 years later after his death, that implicates him in quite a few murders. Some people suspect he had 12 bodies, but here's one that we damn near almost know 98% for sure. King Von killed a young lady in Chicago,
right,
who was from a rival neighborhood of his, who was also a killer, and then was in an Annie documentary pretending to be her friend. So think about that shit for a second.
I'm trying to laugh for anyone who finds it like super serious, but I always thought that was like super clever or whatever, right? Am I right? Is that not clever when a murderer to do that?
he's like, oh yeah, we were mad close.
Yeah, we were mad close. I love that bitch. Me and that bitch. Like kind of shit. I find that super clever, but a lot of people just find it gross and horrible. But
well, it's both, right? here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Is it wrong what Don's saying? He's saying start small, care about your community. Before Tulsa, the Tulsa massacre, you know what made Tulsa great? People in the community cared about Tulsa. They cared about the economy. They cared about each other. They cared about it so much, and it thrived so much that it was burned to the ground. We all know this. This is a point of. So usually the argument is levied by some, not all, that it doesn't matter how well we treat each other in our communities and how well we treat our communities and how much we invest in our communities. It's just going to take it away from us. Okay, so allow me to turn an argument on itself. Does that mean that I should give up in every aspect of my life as a black man?
I mean, obviously,
no,
that's insane.
No,
yeah, obviously.
No. So
I was wondering, you were like, are you asking me a real question?
No,
yes, Steve, you should just give up right now, bro.
Anthony Bourdain, remember? Inside joke right there.
I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day, I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away. Just being honest here. Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids they're acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English. A high school dropout makes on average $19,000 a year.
What did Don just say there? What did he just say? Did you hear it?
What, the statistic or stay in school?
Dropout makes on average $19,000. Proper English. Acting white. Finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids they're acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English. A high school dropout makes on average $19,000 a year. A high school graduate makes $28,000 a year.
And so, that was always one of my issues. So what it was is that Basically, you know, I have to say this as a mixed blooded person. I would have to wear different faces for different groups. You know this.
Code switching.
Yes, codes. I would have to switch my yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. Because what it is if I spoke proper English amongst my own kind,
exactly,
they're like, oh well, they're like he reads as a white man.
I'm not proud of this. But I was in a place called Medium North after being in Maximum for quite some time. You can read between the lines.
Yeah.
And I remember I had been in this environment just too long to the point where I was not talking like my normal self, right? I had acclimated to the environment in which I was in, and I had become acclimated to the environment in which I was in. And a gentleman, an OG, said to me, he's like, why do you talk like an idiot? And I had been so used to people telling me I had talked white my entire life.
Yeah.
That I realized that I had downgraded myself to talk like the fools around me and participate in foolish behavior. Code switching goes both ways. And that's something that we don't talk about, man. We don't talk about how code switching goes both ways. Like,
And
people
I remember this back in the day when you were talking shit and we were around some real ghetto motherfuckers. They would look at you and be like, what's this motherfucker talking about? You know what I'm saying? They thought you were up to no good because you would talk smart. You know what I mean? So I feel you. Yeah. I mean, you know, you're in the cage for a while. Yeah, of course you're gonna dumb down how you speak.
Yeah, you can't fucking be using 36 syllable words.
Look, I acquiesce to your like fuck that shit.
A college graduate makes $51,000 a year. Over the course of a career, a college grad will make nearly $1 million more than a high school graduate. That's a lot of money. And number one, and probably the most important, just because you can have a baby, it doesn't mean you should, especially without planning for one.
This is not the Don Lemon that's on CNN now, right? And to answer Bex's earlier question, what he said about females. So there was a thing, small segment. Don't quote me on it because I'm not quoting him correctly. But he alluded to, or damn near said, because a woman was talking about doing competency tests for presidents that are elderly. And he was like, well, you're an older woman. And the internet came for him. The internet freaking came for him so bad, man.
Yeah,
I don't know how many of them were black women. Bex, that question I cannot answer for you.
But yo, he would be. I agree with you. He would be better if he made his own content, unregulated by CNN or whatever tax master he has, and that he just can say whatever he wants, and then people just pay him in a different way, like YouTube or Rumble or something. But maybe he should look into that because he's really bad at staying within the lines, if you know what I mean.
100%. Same thing with Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo is a dude who threatened to choke someone in public. It's not a guy
did you see Chris Cuomo's this is like 2 years ago when he was at like a LGBT whatever thing and he made a joke about pronouns?
No.
And there was a woman who came up, or I'm sorry, a biological woman who came up and she's like, and I just to let you know, and she was he was hosting, however she was talking and she says, and by the way, I identify as a he, him, and a male. And then Chris Cuomo goes, and so do I. And he smiled and he thought it would be funny. And it was an LGBT event and everyone just stared at him like he was an asshole.
Obviously, that's not going to be on YouTube, but you know, Don Lemon definitely. I forgot how we got on Don Lemon, but it was a great segment. What else were we supposed to be talking about tonight? We just been
we never did our Mario review. You've seen it?
No, I haven't seen it actually.
When he so once again, I gotta say I saw it through alternative means, if that makes any sense. And I loved it. I thought it was freaking amazing. It has taken a swipe at Disney's freaking head because everyone's pointing out that they're like finally an animation studio that can stand up to Disney. This movie is projected. It's probably going to make at least 1.5 billion, if not more.
What? How much has it made thus far? What's
It's almost at $1 billion. It's only been out less than 2 weeks.
Well, here's the obvious question. What did Grace Randolph have to say about it?
She hated it. She hated it. Oh my God. She said it was horrible. She's like, it's horrible. It makes no sense. It's idiotic. I saw it. I loved it. Yeah, if you pull her shit up, her spoiler review or whatever, or not her non-spoiler review, you will see that she just hates on it. She claims it's not a good brand.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Which is the shorter one?
Yeah, quickly put on non-spoiler. It's non-spoiler. She'll say it real quick.
So wow, I'm kind of shocked at how bad this movie is. Universal knows, though. Universal knows, which is why the embargo is lifting mere hours before the movie premieres. I don't think this is going to make $1 billion. I think it might still have a big opening weekend. I don't even know if it's going to make it to Friday. I think word of mouth on this is going to be toxic, or whatever toxic goo there is in Nintendo world that destroys stuff that it touches. So let me walk you through this, right? Because I know a lot of you aren't going to believe me, but I think you're going to be seeing a lot of bad reviews drop right now. And yeah, it's unfortunately true. Now, as I've mentioned before when discussing this movie, I don't play Nintendo games, right? Like I know who the characters are, well, like the big ones, but I'm certainly not a Nintendo fan.
I hate it here too.
Like I say, movies shouldn't require homework. This should be accessible to a non-Nintendo fan, especially
it is. It's totally like such an easy movie to follow.
But, I do love Illumination movies. I watch The Grinch every year. I love Illumination films. I think they're fantastic. And the trailers for this have been very bright and fun. Plus, I've been really getting into Universal Studios Super Nintendo World. Like I haven't had a chance to go there, but I've
She's a fucking idiot.
So thus far, as of yesterday, do you want to know how much money it made?
How much?
$678 million in just 2 weekends.
There we go. It's doing incredibly well.
Let's watch her pull the dick out of her mouth and enjoy the rest of this review.
I've watched all the videos. I'd like to go there. It looks like a good time. So I'm like, this seems fun. Everybody's so excited for Super Nintendo World, for this movie, right? And who doesn't love a party? I'm like, I want to be in here too, everybody. Move over. So I was very excited for my press screening. I was like, oh boy. So there were about 40 of us in the basement of AMC Lincoln Square, and they gave us free snacks. Yummy. And it was very nice. I had a great seat, wasn't too crowded. I had like my space. I was set. I was like, oh boy. But then the movie started, and again, out of like 40 of us critics,
she's a horrible racist animal.
All media is tonight.
Who we make fun of often.
Go ahead. Who is she?
He says, who is she? Speaking about Grace Randolph, she is an idiot troll that we make fun of. Who she's kind of made it in YouTube. I don't know about all that. I think she has some deficits. But anyway, she's a racist and an idiot and a wealthy white girl who spews nonsense.
Okay, well that's
it was a critics out of 40.
Her hair is fucked up. Am I right, Max?
We're enjoying and laughing at the movie. They were having a good time though. Maybe you're one of those too. But the rest of us just sat there in stony silence, just waiting for the movie to end. You were like, oh, whew. I mean, I also was not only not enjoying it, but I was shocked that I couldn't get into the movie. I was like, how is this bad? I haven't had this hard a time watching a movie since DC Super Pets. I would describe both of these movies as torture to sit through. Whew. And I like comic books. I like mythology. I get into stuff. I'm open to getting into new fandoms. So the fact that I was like, make it stop was pretty bad. Although I wanted to walk out of DC Super Pets, as I told you. And the only reason I stayed was because, again, I'm reviewing it.
I crave violence.
That is how I feel right now.
How do people sit through her videos? Her voice is cringy. Yeah.
Because straight up, I gotta be honest, I had an amazing fucking time at this movie. It was so good. Damn,
Let's juxtapose it. Let's see what other people are saying.
Yeah, see what Jeremy John's
that classic early 90s trash fire monstrosity. Nintendo was like, okay, we will give a mulligan. Another Mario Brothers movie. We're allowing it. Here's hoping for a Legend of Zelda movie and Metroid also, but here we go. Mario. So the Super Mario Brothers movie is an adaptation of the Super Mario Brothers game for the big screen. I feel like that's all the setup you need right there. It's an animated feature by Illumination Entertainment, and the plot is very much the plot of a Super Mario game. Mario and Luigi go down a drain, go to this magical world. Bowser's causing problems. He needs to be stopped. Want to touch on the voice acting here also, because that's where the apprehension was. I was like, oh, Chris Pratt as Mario. No one seemed blown away by Chris Pratt's Mario iteration in the trailer, but he really works in this movie. In fact, most anyone in this movie is pretty well cast. They do a good job in this movie in a very clever way addressing Mario sounds like this, and that's totally cool. But it's not just Mario. Charlie Day as Luigi is next level perfect. Anya Taylor-Joy is Peach. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. Going on.
So I know it's all subjective, right? It's all subjective. But can you just see how here's a guy who has no political leanings in regards to his commentary, right? Jeremy Johns at 1.89 million subscribers. You might say that's a result of him not being political, but I don't think he's an OG like she is.
Yeah,
right?
No, he's not as old as her, yet he has twice as many followers.
And you just hear a slight difference in the review.
Because he's respectful of the content, right?
On here, but the point is, when you're watching the movie and you're watching the voices play out in front of you, you can't help but think, is there anyone else I would cast who would be better in these roles? No, not for my money. I can't think of anyone. Jack Black as Bowser, also great. There's actually some humorous moments with Bowser where he's just pining over Peach.
Oh, he sings a song. It's so amazing.
Do that in his off time. It's part of the humor of the movie because this is an animated feature for children. There is one small role in the movie, a support character that I didn't feel the voice fit as well. I don't know if people know this character's in the movie, but I could have gone for the character sounding older and crankier. And the animation is great in this movie. It's kind of extraordinary.
All right, so that's all we need to see, right? I can go to other left-leaning reviewers. I can go to other like right-leaning reviewers, but I wanted to go to someone that was apolitical, that doesn't have everything vested in it. And here's my issue with Grace, and I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that she was objective and her opinion was subjective in her response to this. But I do know that she has issues with Chris Pratt, right? She's one of those people, she may not vocalize it, but she considers herself a Christian, but she considers him like a super Christian.
And she said in her spoiler review, she said, for the record, I don't have a problem with Chris Pratt. I don't have a problem with him being Christian. I have a problem with him being evangelical. What?
What?
That's the same thing as having a problem with someone for being Christian. And that's what it is. Like it's almost like evangelical discrimination, whatever that is, if that's a thing.
No, you can't discriminate against the other side. You have to remember that. Here at Fanboy Modeling School, you're looking at two moderates who are willing to bash on both sides, but I don't know, bro.
You don't think that it's some silly dwelling Protestant being like, look at these stupid evangelicals.
Protestants are evangelicals. Evangelicals are Protestants.
I agree, but I'm saying, like, I don't understand what her fucking issue is.
You can't say that you're a Protestant and have left-leaning ideals, because then that would mean you were against the Reformation, and I would be willing to stake my life on it.
If you realize that these mutations happen, like for instance, I'm at a leftist church that I'm trying to get my way out of,
and I still don't understand it, but I understand that you serve the church, and I don't hate on you for it. You might be the only real gospel those kids see when you're sober.
That's I mean, that's a different thing, but like, yeah, that's what the head of education said. I said I can't deal with it. I can't teach Sunday school at the progressive Christian church. And then she's like, you're the only Bible they're gonna really get. So why quit? Like, and I was like,
laid it on you thick. Laid it on you thick.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to lose the audience going into deep theological points. I
loved Mario. I loved it. It was a good time.
I'm gonna take my kids to see it, right?
I think your kids will enjoy it.
I know those three ruffians would enjoy it, but my son enjoyed Ant-Man and then the Quantum Realm. Like for me personally, it made me realize something that like I'm so invested in this subject matter that I couldn't even sit back and enjoy myself. He's a kid, yeah, they're stupid, but he sat back and he enjoyed the movie. And he was like, Dad, I really like that. I'm like, did you, Poppy? He was like, it was really fun. And I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of why we go to movies, right? Maybe sometimes I go in with too many expectations that I break my own cardinal. But something I did want to talk to you about, I don't know if you're up to speed on this, the potential recasting of Kang. It's getting bad for our boy Jonathan Majors out here, man.
I don't understand.
Guilty until proven innocent.
Things.
Guilty until proven innocent, bro. So his management company just parted ways with him behind the controversy. Your thoughts?
So I honestly feel like the only reason that New York State would continue to prosecute him is because the Uber driver's video does not make him look good.
Wait, so I didn't see the video.
No one has seen the video. We're just speculating. Why? Here's what I'm saying. The woman recants. She says it wasn't like that. I provoked him. Blah blah blah. They still go through with convicting or trying to prosecute him. People are like, why would they do this? People are saying they probably have the Uber driver's video.
So it's not just that. They have the right to prosecute even without the woman's account because she could be a battered woman who's defending her battered.
Right. You know, the whole you show up, the woman doesn't say anything. They're like, we can still arrest him.
Right.
Because women often are like not going to admit what happened.
Right. So have you seen who the buzz around the recast might be?
Who?
Are you familiar with a show called Snowfall?
I love that show.
The actor from Snowfall.
He's very much not Jonathan Majors.
Look at how quick you abandoned Jonathan Majors, you motherfucker. Look at you. This man does not support black men. Do you see that, Bex Berlin? You see what he just did?
You didn't even hear me out. I just said he isn't anything like Jonathan Majors. This is what
you threw Jonathan Majors off the boat right there. You were like, fuck Jonathan.
I did not say or anything like that. My problem is that he doesn't look or is even physically as imposing as Jonathan Majors.
He's a little fella.
He's a little dude. So why would they do that? Like that's like what?
The problem is men under 6'2" are not useful to the world. So we can't be casting them as villains.
You know what they need to do? They need to just get rid of Kang and do other shit.
Too late.
They don't like Kang anyway. They thought
you love Kang. You don't do that. You were in support of Kang. You go down with this ship.
No. Fuck you. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Here's what I'm saying. I was willing to give Kang a chance, but Ant-Man proved Kang does not have it. At that point, they need to change the track.
It's too late. There's millions, damn near $1 billion invested in production.
No, they need to change those scripts. Get a real villain. Get rid of Kang.
The villain should have been Dr. Doom. It should have been Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom forever ago. Yeah. And honestly, the real villain of Wakanda Forever should have been Dr. Doom. They should have done a lot of things. All these things that were speculated, and they kept. Here's what it is. A lot of these speculations about these Marvel projects, they were gonna do, but at the last minute, Kevin Feige's like, no, we're not ready to have Dr. Doom. Well, you know what? Are you ready to lose money, motherfucker? Because that's what you're doing.
They are losing money.
They need to have movies that have like actual consequences.
So after Thanos, actually, in retrospect, my stance on it. I don't think this is a property that was meant to go on this long. When I say meant to go on this long, I don't think the story's sustainable. It should have ended after Endgame, right? And then we take a 5-year break, come back, start it up again, maybe 10 years, pull a Star Wars.
I agree.
It should not have continued on. But we're greedy. We're greedy as consumers, fans. They're greedy for money. But there was still a way to course correct this shit early on, right? There was no need for Falcon and the Winter Soldier unless that somehow tied into the overarching story. It should have just been Loki, WandaVision, right? Boom. Loki, WandaVision. Next show up should have been something that has to do with the multiverse saga. I actually was pondering something the other day. I know that this actor would never agree to this, but I think Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness would have been a better show than a movie. I
actually really like the movie.
I like the movie too, but if you would have gave me 10 episodes that actually had multiverse shenanigans versus 3 universes being hopped through, we would have enjoyed that. And then if you were going to make if you wanted to do a main villain, if you're going through Secret Wars, right? You can, in my mind, you cannot do Secret Wars without Doctor Doom. You cannot do that story arc.
I agree. I agree.
That's the bottom line.
And honestly, like just having Wakanda fight Atlantis was stupid. Once again, I really think they needed Doctor Doom in that.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for this guy. Some like that old director was like, he's a sociopath. I don't know if he's a sociopath, but
there's always some motherfucker coming out saying some shit. Where were you when he was being a sociopath on screen?
Right. They always come. As soon as you're weak, they'll all come for you. People you don't even expect will come for you.
I think this is the appropriate way to end our show tonight because I realize we're at the hour 51 mark.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Listen, often I don't. But deadbeat dads, man. Yo, yo, they be so unbothered. They don't care.
No.
Right? Yo, dog. You see them on Instagram living their best life, eating, drinking, with their friends, vacations, bitches. This nigga said, what's wrong? Mom call, yo, come get nigga, I don't care about you. Get out of here. Yo, they be so unbothered.
Joe Budden's talking about the carefree life of a deadbeat. And I thought it was the appropriate way to land this, man. Poor Jonathan Majors. We wish you the best. If you're guilty, we hope you burn in hell.
Yeah.
I guess.
Real quick.
We wanted to burn in hell, right?
This is my opinion on Jonathan Majors thing.
Mantis is not going to let this shit go. Go for it.
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
Boom. There you go.
Absolutely. Mantis, what do you got going on this week for Rogue Planet, man?
Rogue Planet returns this week, Wednesday night.
New format?
New format.
All right.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be zany. It's gonna be insane. I hope you're all there for it. All 5 of you. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna do that. And then, of course, Friday, Men Supporting Men finally comes back. We've had all these scheduling problems, but of course, that's leading in to what do you know? Saturday, which is my birthday. And so I'm gonna stream in the morning, and then I'm gonna go out in the evening to get out of trouble. I can.
Are you going to the city for your birthday?
I am. So me and my sister have a tradition. She takes me to a different sci-fi or horror movie that normally most people don't want to see. In which case we're going to go see
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead Rise.
It's supposed to be good.
It looks good. It looks really good. What's interesting is on my birthday, a couple of years back, we saw the remake of Evil Dead,
which was also good,
together for my birthday movie. So it's totally fitting that we do that. We saw things like Ex Machina, we saw Snowpiercer, we saw a bunch of shit. We saw Us. So it's always a good tradition. I'm going to be doing that. But however, I will be streaming for you guys morning-ish on Saturday, probably like 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to go for it.
You're going to go for it?
I miss streaming. I miss you all. I love you all. The Mantis is coming back.
All right. You heard it here
for my 29th birthday.
What you say? Your 29th birthday?
I'm 29. Just like I was last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year 29. It's the new 46.
Folks, make sure you tune in Thursday nights, 10 p.m. on Spoon, and soon to be otherwise, Pillow Talk with the Pink Princess Bex. Tomorrow night, I will be interviewing the Miss Marvel from Enough Said Radio. Finally gonna get that done. I'm not gonna do a live stream. I'll just record the episode and it'll be up on Wednesday. I feel like interviews are more intimate, not live streamed. I don't know. You let me know. But otherwise than that, I'm around.
It's not a live stream?
I was thinking, I don't know. I got to make up my mind if I want to do it as a live stream. There's too much pressure to do as a live stream. It's like instead of focusing on the interview, I'm looking at to see how many people are there.
Me and you are going to talk offline. Fuck this.
Okay.
Shit.
All right.
By the way, thank you all for coming. We all love you.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now, bitches.
I don't have the music on the new mixer, so we're just gonna dance in silence.
We're dancing to nothing, and we're gonna bounce because you all suck. I mean,